Hello. In this video I'm going to talk about Runic Sunder and why every tank should use this as their primary taunt. Um, so let's get into this. I do not use the taunt skill, or excuse me, taunt script on the shield throw. And the reason why I do this is because it's a rather expensive taunt, and it makes it really difficult to manage your stamina for blocking if you're using a shit ton of stamina for your taunt. Um, I believe the taunt is somewhere around 2,400 stamina per taunt that you throw at an enemy, so it can become extremely expensive if you're going to taunt multiple things with that. And the only thing you get from it is a heal and a major maim. So I can get that anyway if I put the frost script on there, and then I can still get a heal. I can still get major maim, as you can see on the enemy there, and I can still get a heal. I'm still getting 6749 heal right there. So what do I use instead? I use the Runic Sunder taunt from the Arcanist Soldier of Apocrypha skill line, and it's actually the only skill from the line that I use 100% of the time. There's some other stuff that's situational, like Rune of the Colorless Pool or Gibbering Shelter for an ultimate. However, this right here is such a powerful one button skill. It's crazy how much this does. I'm kind of surprised that they've not nerfed it. I really hope they don't, because it is a really nice skill to have. But let's get into absolutely everything that this does. For one, it's pretty cheap. It's only 1,253 for me. Now again, I am an Imperial, so I have a cost reduction from the red diamond skill line, giving me a 6% reduction in all costs. That includes ultimate, by the way. So just in case you're debating on what to do for a tank race, I recommend Imperial. I believe this is the number one skill line, or excuse me, racial choice to make. You get max health, max stamina, and then you get the cost reduction in all skills: stamina, magicka, and ultimate. Okay, so back to Runic Sunder after that slight detour. Um, the taunt that it gives lasts for 15 seconds. That's standard. It only costs 1,253. So how does that compare to, example, Pierce Armor? It's only 200 more. So it's not a huge jump. The shield throw taunt is 2,400. So it's more than double what Pierce Armor is. And I can show you that when I go up to my scribing table. I'll do that here in the video so I can show you. But let's get into all the benefits of what this does, because that's why we're here, and I keep getting sidetracked. That's normal for me. Um, First, it applies the taunt, just like that. You see the taunt. Two, the second thing it does, it strips armor from the enemy in the amount of 2,200 armor, and that's unique. Now that's going to help your group get to the armor or the penetration cap without having to build a lot into penetration, and without having to sustain a lot of armor stripping sets like Alkosh or other things like Crimson Oath or Tremor Scale. This helps keep your team at armor cap very simply with something you're doing already, and that's stripping armor. Now you might say, okay, if I'm not using pierce armor, how do I get major and minor breach? Well, that's very simple. First off, you want to lay down your wall of elements, your blockade, excuse me, and then hit elemental susceptibility. And as you can see, as long as they're in your wall, major and minor breach stay up 100% of the time. As soon as that wall gets done, you go right back to that. Now watch the 3 there. It's going to tick, and it will reset as soon as the chill applies. You can reapply the major, or excuse me, elemental susceptibility, and you just keep reapplying this, and that's how you get major and minor breach. So let's get back into Runic Sunder. So we've already got that it taunts, that's one. Two, it steals the armor from the enemy. Okay, now here's the third thing. Let's look at my armor here before I do anything. I'm sitting at 20,790. Okay, so when I hit this, all of a sudden, there you go. I've got more armor just from hitting the taunt. Now you might say to yourself, well, that's a lot more than 2,200 armor that I just gained on the screen here. I was at 20,000, I'm at 26,000. That's because Runic Sunder, while you are under the benefits of this, which is 15 seconds, you are proccing the Aegis of the Unseen passive. So this is going to grant you, on top of the 2,200 armor, it's going to grant you 3,271 armor. So you get a total of 5,471 armor. So that's quite a bit for just one button, but we're not even done yet. That's not everything that this skill does. So it taunts, it strips armor, it gives you armor. That's three things. Now it also applies minor maim for 15 seconds. That's a lot on its own, and we're still not done. Because while you have in combat, this also creates a crux, as you can see. So we're still not done. So it taunts. 1. It strips armor. 2. It gives you armor. 3. Minor maim. 4. 5. It grants a crux. 6. While the skill is slotted, for each crux that you have up, you get a unique 6% damage done reduced if you have 3 crux up. Because it's 2% per crux, and this is super easy to get 3 crux. All you got to do is hit taunt 3 times. And boom, you've got it. Now, if that wasn't enough, we still not done yet. That's 6 things, right? Okay. 7. It's going to proc this. Gives your group minor evasion for 20 seconds because you casted a Soldier of Apocrypha skill. And then that wasn't enough. Seven things. It's crazy how much this skill does. All in one button. I would recommend that you use this on your tank builds. It's not only beneficial to your group, from stripping armor to giving minor evasion, it's also beneficial to your tank. It's going to give you armor. It's going to give you damage reduction taken. It's going to just, it pretty much ticks all the boxes that you need it to tick. It does everything with one press of a button. It's crazy how good this is. Now, the range is not as good as, for example, the shield throw. It's 22 meters, but I'm going to show you how far away you can be and still hit. That's pretty far right there. Now, I can hit everything in this room except for that guy. I can hit him with the shield throw, but I can't hit him with the Runic Sunder. But all you got to do is step forward just a little, right there. I mean, that is a pretty far away distance. You can run up on the mean son of a bitch in the group and taunt him, and that's going to be, I would say, useful in most instances. I would recommend running this over virtually any ranged taunt. The other taunts that are often used are, for example, this clinch. This is really kind of tricky because if you put this on, well, I'll just display it real quick. Okay, so now it's on my back bar. So I'm going to do this with some distance. If you hit this and bar swap before that hits, the taunt does not apply. And I don't know if I can time this right, but it's working on the dummy, but the other problem with that is it costs pretty substantial magicka. Um, I'm on a Imperial and I have magicka reduction skills, so if you don't um, build like I do, for example, I have infused glyph magicka reduction glyphs on, which makes my magicka skills cost incredibly low. But um, if you go ahead and build like this, it's gonna be a lot easier on you. Uh, Basically, this is the only stamina skill that I use. This is slotted just for the passive bonuses. Then this is the only stamina skill that I use. This is magicka. This is magicka. This doesn't cost anything. This is magicka. This is magicka. This is normally elemental susceptibility. It doesn't cost anything. Magicka and magicka. So if you set your build up like this is a great, absolutely powerful game-changing skill. And to be able to have it on any tank is just absolutely game-changing. I would recommend having this as well as Magma Shell on all of your tank builds. It just absolutely makes tanking so easy. And instead of getting frustrated and having a tough time, it makes it a lot more fun when you can kind of break through that barrier of uh, having trouble and then now succeeding. So I would recommend doing that even if you're more experienced tank and you know what you're doing. Give this a try. It's probably a lot easier than what you're working with because of how much it does with just one button. But anyway, thanks for watching. I'll do some more videos when I can and when I think of some topics I think need to be covered. Check out my channel and look at the playlists that I have on there. If you go on my channel and go down into my playlists, I have everything organized by subject, tanking stuff, DPS stuff, healer stuff, PvP stuff, all kinds of things there. Check out all my playlists and see if there's anything else that interests you. I might cover stuff that you've never even heard of or have it had it explained anyway. I like to go into a lot of detail because I know when I started this game and I was trying to learn about everything on it, I had a really hard time sometimes finding information. So I'm trying to get into the corners of the game that don't really get covered a lot, and I think is helpful to know and kind of streamline how you do things on here. So thanks for watching. I'll see you in another video. Bye.